Rap Delites. Rap Delites. Rap Delites.
You rolling on. Here we go. How you doing, everybody? Welcome to the Rap Delites podcast, home of organic hip-hop commentary. No gossip. No cultural appropriation.
No gentrification.
Just commentary from people who love the culture.
You said no gossip, right?
Yeah, no gossip. So you ain't gonna hear about who the Kardashians is fucking.
Oh, no.
No, you're not gonna hear any of that. None of that shit. Get that shit out of here. You know what I mean? But we good. Everybody good. Everybody here. We want to welcome you to the show. All the people watching on YouTube. Everybody listening on Spotify. Where else are we listening on? Fucking SoundCloud, Deezer, Apple Podcasts, whatever, all that shit there. You know what I mean? We want to welcome you all, everybody that's listening for the first time, everybody that's listening for the last time, that's saying I ain't fucking with this shit no more. Everybody, would like to welcome you all. I am your host and moderator, Vigor Bats, Mouth Almighty, the Fresh Grinch, the Potty Mouth Podcast himself, the neighborhood hope dealer, and I would like to welcome you all to the Rap Delites podcast, and I'm going to ask you one question. Are you fuckers ready to pod? Let's go. All right, I'm going to introduce you to some people. We got everybody in the fucking house today. We got my man Sam in the house. We got Tulane in the house. We got Guido in the house, but I'm going to introduce you to your host. My brother. TSK1, artist extraordinaire. What's good, bro?
Peace.
How your week been?
My week's been excellent.
Excellent. That's what I like to hear.
My week's been fucking
fantastic. Crimpets for everybody.
Phenomenal.
Crimpets for everybody.
Just one though, or maybe a half, depending on your your sugar level.
Yeah. I don't fuck with them.
Them
like
shits
that.
get you high. It's that high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah.
That's just like fucking cocaine.
Well, you go to Whole Foods, they got like the organic, no fructose corn syrup. They don't taste the same.
I shouldn't be eating the one I ate.
They don't even taste the same though.
I don't fuck these.
Tasty cake.
Excuse my English.
Tasty cake bakes a tastier cake.
They do? No. They put so much drugs in that shit.
Oh yeah, that's why it's a tasty cake.
Ugh.
Right? Gotta have dope.
Keep you coming back.
Yeah, you're damn right. So everything good with you?
Yeah. You ever read the ingredients in that thing?
I did. That's when I stopped eating them.
Oh my God.
That's when I stopped eating them.
I had to get it on.
And then I tried the Whole Foods like brand, because the Whole Foods make their own like kind of brand. It ain't the same.
No,
it ain't the same. People be like, yo, they taste good. They taste exactly. No, they don't. Don't lie. You fucking lying.
Vegans be doing the same shit.
Yeah.
And you taste that vegan shit,
and it ain't the
like,
same.
Ew,
it ain't the fucking
get the
same.
Fuck out of
here. Talking about, yeah, you taste that new vegan macaroni and cheese. I'm like, no.
I remember I was at some coffee shop, and and she was selling me some vegan cake, and I dissed it. You should have saw the look she gave me. Oh yeah, with some white girl, short haircut.
What was you saying, Key?
Whole Foods had a vegan mac and cheese that was kind of good. I will say that. I was totally against trying it. Once I tried it, it was really good.
Okay, so since we already talking to Kia Sabrina, we want to introduce you all to Kia Sabrina. How your week been, Miss Kia Sabrina?
My week was great.
Everything's good?
Yeah, my week was awesome. You guys got me in trouble last week.
Oh, with your boo thing?
Y'all gotta see these shoes she rocking.
She like Chitara from the fucking the Thundercats.
A sexy.
I put my foot in my mouth and I made a comment about my ex, and I just want to say I apologize. He's very important in my life, and he did not deserve what I said. I was being an asshole, and I was being a piece of shit.
He watched the show?
He didn't. He's very.
Shout out to watching the show.
He does watch the show. Everyone in his office watches the show.
Oh shit!
So they got a subscription for all of them?
Yes.
Yeah, they gotta all subscribe and get some more shenanigans.
Yeah, he's very tough skinned and he can give a rat's ass. But when I saw it, for me, I was like, damn, that was a little harsh.
So let's get deep into this.
Let's not.
No, just asking a question because we were talking about various topics as far as was it the ex-husband or the ex-boyfriend?
I don't want to say, but I will say this. It was the ex-fiance actually, and he's a very great person, and he's very important in my life. Always has, always will be, and we're gonna leave it at that.
Okay, no problem. Absolutely, Kia Sabrina, ladies and gentlemen, and her love life.
And these shoes.
Yeah, the shoes. Gotta be the shoes. Mac.
What's up?
What's good, Mac? You back?
I'm back. I'm
Got
sick.
Chrissy Mac in the building. She had the coronavirus, but she good now.
She got the cure. She got the cure. Get up, bud.
Oh man, it was like outbreak. I was like, what happened with Chrissy? You know what I mean?
My son had some shit, and then he brought it home, and
kids to get you. Kids to give you the bubonic plague. You know what I mean? I remember one time.
They want to be up under you when they sick.
Dominica got
bubonic or bubonic?
Bubonic. Bubonic.
Both of them.
I remember one time. My little cousin Pilar. Mm-hmm. She had like a stomach virus, and she was at my grandma's house. And I went over there and I'm playing around with her. And then when they were leaving, they were talking about, yeah, she's sick. She has this stomach virus. I'm like, fuck, I was playing with her for like the last half hour. Yo, I had to sit on a cork for a week.
Nobody said nothing.
I was like, oh, in the fucking bathroom.
Like a convulsing?
Yeah. It was like, oh. And you think it stopped? Oh my fucking god! Fucking kids!
Yo, I had to vomit the other day.
Oh yeah,
not from being sick. It was from drinking.
Oh yeah,
yeah, from celebrating his birthday.
Oh, you! I thought you had a stretch of not doing that for a while. I know you was.
I know.
Y'all must have been getting it on. I ain't get a phone call.
Yo, I was wounded.
I ain't get a phone call.
And had to go to an orientation and sit like for hours.
Yeah. What we doing? Eating, beeping. Okay, all right, so that's what's up. But you good now, Chris?
Yeah, I'm good.
You straight?
I'm straight.
Are you ready to pod?
I'm ready to pod.
There you go. We're fucking ready to pod. That's what the fuck I like to hear. Sick or not, let's get it the fuck on. All right. 50 Cent, the ultimate troll of hip-hop, says that he wants to run Def Jam Records. I don't know if this motherfucker was trolling or if he's dead ass about them offering him a job being the fucking...
Our record company still...
They still around. You know what I mean? They still around, so it's still a possibility of him being able to run it. I mean, it's still an entity.
Who's on? I mean, what artist does Def Jam?
Who's on Def Jam now? Chrissy, you know?
I'm still on Method Man and Redman.
I'm sure they probably still are. They probably still are on Def Jam or whatever like that. But I don't know exactly because I don't keep up with like record companies any longer. Like far as like who's on the roster no more since all this
I deal with independent artists.
Yeah, so. Since all this independent stuff is going on, you know what I mean. I know they got acts on here, but mostly I know. Can remember when DMX was just about to sign to them again. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? DMX was about to sign to them doing when he was going to bring out his thing. But I don't know who all is over there. But you think 50 Cent would be a good CEO for Def Jam?
I do. I do.
You do?
I do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Think he got his business together? I mean, shit.
I mean, he got his business together.
Yeah, he know how to make money. But
he got his business together. I don't know.
I just have a real problem with artists running companies. Running music companies. So, because a lot of times their own self-interest is involved.
So the thing is, like, is he going to continue to be an artist? Because he hasn't recorded anything for some time.
But the thing about it is artists are always artists. You know what I mean? At the core, they're always artists. You know what I mean? And sometimes you need somebody that's like remember when Jay-Z was running Def Jam?
He different. I think he different.
Yeah?
I think this dude he's a hustler before he's
before he's an artist?
I think he cared about that before raps. You know, this is me personally. What you think? What you think, Chris?
Chris.
Go
ahead, Chris.
He might be able to pull him out the mud. I mean...
You think someone can actually pull a record company out the mud at this point? I know you love the independent shit. You know what I mean? And their biggest cash cow now is those 360 deals. But I know a lot of artists respect 50. young artists, especially. They really respect 50. So I don't know. I'm
It depends on your business tactics. I mean, Def Jam, at its core, what is it? It's a name. You know what I'm saying? It's a business. Businesses get restructured all the time. People go in, people go out. You change things. You get rid of some people. You sign some new people. Who knows? We don't know until we...
Well, listen, I'm a fan of 50. Kia Sabrina, you a fan of 50 Cent? You think he could pull this off?
Yeah, I definitely think he can pull it off. He's a great business person. I definitely think he has it. Like you guys said, like, the young people in the game totally respect him. I would like to see him tone down the trolling a bit, but that's just who he is. But I think he could totally do the job. Absolutely.
It sounds unanimous from the Rap Delites podcast. I guess 50 Cent, if you're going to do something like that, go for it. You know what I mean? Let's move on. Did y'all see the article about the Joe Budden? Yes. We were talking about Joe Budden Pump It Up last week. We were talking about that last week. And they said that Joe Budden's Pump It Up was about masturbation. Did you
really? Nah, I got the lead. You know what I mean? Because, I didn't get an opportunity to go listen to it. Quick, play 10 seconds of it.
10 seconds of Joe Budden's Pump It Up?
That's for you, YouTube.
Well, first of all, it's not the whole song.
One of the verses.
Yeah, it was one of the end verses when he's talking about like my jump off. Doesn't like I don't go out so much. My jump off, and it was really talking about his hand. And then the verse. This is Just Blaze did the interview, and Just Blaze actually said
he's the one that let it out
there. But Joe had already. I don't know if any of you listen to the Joe Budden's podcast. He's always candid about masturbation. Always. It's almost like. Bad.
It's not surprising.
Yeah, so it's no surprise. And I remember Royce the 5'9" back in like 2013 had said the same thing. That Joe revealed it to him, like that was about masturbation or whatever like that. You know what I mean? You masturbate, TSK1? I'm just asking. We doing a podcast. We talking about Joe Budden masturbating. Do you? You don't want to talk about it? You can always say, I plead the fifth. Look at this. Listen, I can't get me too by asking you that. Meaning that you ain't gonna me too me for asking you that. I don't look like a real fucking pig if I ask one of the ladies that.
How would that? Is this
opportunity?
Is this website OSHA compliant?
Not with him. If there's any other guy, maybe. Not with him.
Is this website?
I got too much dirt on him.
I know I said it before, but is this worksite OSHA compliant? I mean, I didn't fill out an application for this. I don't receive a paycheck.
No, you don't. So you really don't even work here.
Well, I can do whatever the fuck I want. You know what I mean?
Then you pump it up.
But yeah, well, like I said, he's always candid about this. So I mean, there's no real surprise here. You know what I mean? That's what Joe Budden does. You know what I mean? Masturbates. Everybody masturbated once or twice or 10 times today. You know what I mean? Whatever. Oh man, Beanie Siegel's The Truth turns 20. You fucked with Beanie Siegel The Truth?
Yeah, I fucked with
That was the first album.
I fucked with it heavy.
That was the first album.
I didn't. Maybe one or two songs.
Did
y'all even know it was the 20th?
I didn't know.
I'm the only one. I'm the only one that rock with it like that, I guess.
Nah, I don't think it's a matter.
I remember when it came out. Because I remember when it came out.
I don't think it's a matter that you rocked with it and nobody else rocked with it. I was like, who counts? Is it on the calendar?
Yeah, I wasn't like, it wasn't on.
No, but you know how when you hear songs, it'll bring you back to the time when it came out. That's what this album did for me.
What was your favorite joint off of this album?
Probably The Truth.
Yeah, The Truth.
Yeah.
My
shit was this. Mac Man. This was my shit right here. This shit quaking the fucking wheel.
I didn't like it because it sounded like that Little Flip joint.
Oh, that was fine, but it was better than Little Flips.
Yeah,
Little Flip was. Little Flip did what he did out of that, but he was trash. As far as in comparison to Beanie Siegel. In comparison to Beanie Siegel.
Was that around? Did they release the songs around the same time?
I don't remember exactly when
Little Flip came out a couple years later.
Yeah. I don't know exactly when the Flip joint came out, but Mac Man. What a Thug About. Beanie Siegel was nasty.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
The joint like that was on the Belly soundtrack, True Love.
Yeah, the one with him and Bleak.
And Jay did the hook. I was just knocking that just today.
Yeah, Beanie Siegel. Did you fuck with the Truth Beanie Siegel?
I totally did. That, that's our era. I grew up in that era, and when Beans came out, like, it just was, his sound was amazing. It was rough. He had that like raw, that thing. You know what I mean? So it was.
He was lyrical.
Yeah.
He was skillful.
Yeah.
Too,
Listen, this album was. I remember when them niggas stole all my CDs down in South Philly?
That was around the corner. Down around the corner.
Remember that, Guido? Remember that shit? I went to go visit a girl I was dating at the time. So I was down like 22nd and Reed, around in that area. And I go to pick her up. I had this old gray, like, remember the celebrities and the Oldsmobile wagons? So I had my Oldsmobile wagon. I go down there, visit her. I'm supposed to just go pick her up and roll.
The obligatory gray.
Yeah. I'm supposed to go pick her up and roll. We're supposed to go back to my house. I go, and so I leave my windows cracked because it's summertime and I ain't had no AC. So my window is cracked, just a little crack right there. And I went up there to go pick her up. She has food ready. So I'm like, fucking, I'm gonna sit and eat. And so we sat there, I ate and fucking grub, had fucking drink and everything like that. So we go to leave out like an hour later, some shit like that. My fucking door is wide open. My driver's side door is wide the fuck open. My radio is gone.
Oh.
And I had one of those like book of CDs, remember you? And I had a book of CDs. I had this in it. I had fucking hard. I had like every Jay-Z album up to date.
For extra measure.
Yeah, every album by Jay-Z up to that date. What was that, 99? They took every fucking thing. I wound up having to fucking go down Sound of Market, spend like $200 to buy more CDs. I had to go. Where was you working at, Guido?
Scepter.
No, you weren't working at Scepter. What you at, 99?
American Appliance.
American Appliance, exactly. Because I had to come get a radio. I had to go get a car. Yeah, remember I had to come get a car radio.
Don't you know niggas is like the elements? It's earth, wind, fire, water, and niggas.
And you know something?
A crack is all they need.
The niggas took this and they took my fucking antenna. They unscrewed my antenna, jimmied it through the crack, and popped the lock. That's how they got it.
See, I
gave them one. I might as well fucking just left the doors open by myself.
And gave him some of the girls' food too.
Everything. Come up and eat.
Something to eat.
Come up and eat everything. You know, fuck it. Yeah, and they took my Beanie Siegel The Truth album. Just that's the whole moral to the story.
Oh man.
Listen, but it was on like 22nd and Reed. That's like right around the corner from where this nigga lived. I knew it was him. I think it was him. I think it was you fucking Beanie Siegel. You fucking broke in my fucking car. It's like, I'm fucking around.
So he wanted a CD.
He wanted a CD back.
From you.
From me. Someone catching niggas slipping, you know what I mean?
His boss CD was in there too.
Yeah, he got everybody. Cause I was a Rockefeller fucking nut. So I had every Rockefeller thing up to date up in that motherfucker. But whatever. You know what I mean? Shout out to Beanie Siegel for your 20th anniversary of the series. Alright, what else we got? Did anybody see that freestyle that I put out there, the Griselda Fire in the Booth freestyle?
I did. That shit was bananas, man. Nah, it is bananas. Like I've always thought like Benny. I always thought Benny was. I don't like comparing them to. Just as a skill level, that Conway is ridiculous. Like it's like you just gotta stop and pause and put everything and just watch.
Yeah, like both of them niggas is heavyweight.
Yeah.
Both of them.
They do something skillfully and like structurally as far as rhyming. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm not talking about just talking shit. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about the way they place their words and the way they structure their rhymes, syllabically, etc., etc. Them motherfuckers is on it. They extra level.
Yeah.
And just in terms of rhyme skill.
Chrissy, did you see this? I know these your boys.
Did you know they see that?
Like this shit is just. That nigga said you fucking me. Because the doctor wanted him to go get a surgery. He told the doctor no. He talking about now I'm making more money than my doctor make. Like this nigga is fucking ill. Mm-hmm. Ill. Mm-hmm. Like what the fuck is like? And people try to. I remember like motherfuckers online. They try to act like that these niggas is just average, but the game is just so bad that these niggas seem above average. I don't think it's that at all.
No. Yeah. Like I said before, watch this Griselda movement gonna turn into like a similar to like the type of movement that the Wu-Tang got.
Yeah.
I mean, they already got a cult following. Remember, I brought them to y'all. Y'all wasn't even up on them.
Yeah.
I brought them to y'all.
Yeah.
And they're not stopping, man. We just gonna keep getting more and more and more.
Yeah, these niggas is nice. I was really I was not surprised, but just you get like you hear something again for the first time type of thing. You know what I mean? Like hearing them again.
And that was on that was the Fire in the Booth.
Yeah.
Charlie Sloth, freestyle segment.
Mm-hmm.
And that thing.
Yeah.
Wait until you hear him live. You
ain't into this Griselda shit yet.
I'm not, but I listened to it, and I'm gonna say this: I had to listen to it twice. I love thought-provoking music, something that I have to listen to, and it makes me go back, and I need to understand it, and I need to look shit up. So that's how I was.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
These niggas
Look out what?
all that.
I mean,
all that shit.
All the shit.
Like yo, did you listen to this shit, Sam?
I did not, but I'm.
Listen, go back, go back, bro. This shit is fucking fire in the booth.
Alright.
Straight the fuck up. This is real shit. And in other news, Waka Flocka Flame. Is it Waka Flocka? Waka, like a Fozzie Bear. He says he did an interview and he says that he always knew he was a whack rapper.
What?
I believe it.
He always knew he was a whack rapper.
A whack rapper. Mm-hmm. That's what he says about himself.
I don't know what to say about that.
That's what he says. Did you know who Waka Flocka is?
I always knew he was a whack rapper too, but for him to personally say that,
yeah, he put it out there because he got other businesses going on and stuff like that. He's like,
he's really intelligent, like a person. You know what I'm saying? And if you see there's a way to make money, and you trying to get that money,
like 2 Chainz.
You know what I'm saying? Like
2 Chainz got like 8 degrees.
A lot of these rappers ain't living the life they rapping about.
Yeah.
They chasing after what's sells.
But the thing about it is, I liked Waka Flocka. I never thought he was like a top tier lyricist.
It was a club.
But I mean, he made songs that I like. You know, I mean, everybody ain't gotta be some. Everybody ain't Benny the Butcher and Conway the Machine.
The bars movement.
Yeah. Everybody ain't that. And you don't have
need the
to
balance.
be. You don't have to be that. You know what I mean? And I guess in this realm that he's in, he felt as though like, damn, I ain't them niggas. But you don't have to be. You could be a dope dude that makes dope ass. There's a lot of motherfuckers that got bars that make whack songs. And there's a lot of niggas that ain't got good dope bars that songs is awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the balance of it. You know what I mean? What you gonna do? I mean, Waka Flocka, I respect your opinion about yourself. But I mean, you don't have to have ill skills, as they say, in order to be a rapper. You know what I mean? You just got to be able to say something.
Apparently not.
Yeah, you just got to be able to say something.
But my initial thought, whatever he thinks of himself, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But the thing is, that didn't stop him from trying and doing and seeing the opportunity. I don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that doesn't affect my bearing on how I feel about hip hop. I don't give a fuck about nobody and how you feel about hip hop. If I see my likeness in other people in regards to hip hop, come on, let's get it on. Other than that, I don't give a shit.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good to me. We're going to cut to a break. Be right back. More Rap Delites, more TSK1, more Kia Sabrina, more Chrissy Mac. What's going on, Mac? Come on. Fucking Mac over here. You know what I mean? Fuck you. You know what I mean? I'm Bats.
I'm Miss Smith.
And I'm TSK1.
And you're watching Rap Delites.
Welcome back to the Rap Delites podcast. I am Bats. That is TSK1. That's Kia Sabrina. That is Chrissy Mac. We're going to get into, like we always do, every single solitary episode. We talk about what we've been listening to, whatever came across our ears. Could be new, could be old, but it's always something dope. You know what I mean? Not always something dope. Sometimes we talk about some shit. But whatever the case may be, we're going to shoot over here to my brother TSK1. What have you been listening to, TSK1?
Well, I'm gonna quote, not quote him, but I want to, for lack of a better, I want to quote a wise man. and that wise man is Black the Ninth Man, and that's listen to your records. Like niggas don't listen to their records. So I say that to say, you know, I was just I was just listening to old, you know, not terribly old, some new stuff, some stuff, you know, from a few years back, but just listening to records, albeit digitally, but I just made a little playlist, a little mixtape. So I just want to shoot through it real quick, and it's just a few joints on here, a couple joints that I like. There's some joints that's real high energy, and they go as such. This first one is Our Dreams. This was on the Wu Massacre album, and the Wu Massacre album that was with Ghostface, Raekwon, and Method Man, and they put out an album just featuring them three, and it was pretty tight. But this is one of the best joints on there. And this right here, this is Jadakiss, the infamous and illustrious Jadakiss and Styles P. This one is called one more step. So, and this is one of my favorite joints, and they destroyed this joint. Sorry, I can't play. Thank you, YouTube. I can't play much more.
Y'all know, y'all can always go get these albums and listen to them in their entirety.
Yeah. So take notes. Yeah. So that was the second joint. I'm gonna shoot through these joints real quick. And this right here, City High. This is Inspector Deck, which is one of my favorite MCs. And dang.
We dance with the wolves, wrestle with.
Shit, right?
What album is this again?
This is this is on City High.
Oh, the sound?
No, the album is The Movement. The track is called City High.
Okay, all right, just so the people can know.
So yeah. The track is City High. The album is The Movement. I believe this is Deck's second or third album. It was a killer joint.
The pit bulls for fistful.
So the next one, this is one of my favorite joints. This is a slept on joint. This is Delites. This album is called Black October. This track is called Eternally Yours. This is one of my favorite joints, and I discovered this joint just from chilling with Pandora, like Pandora, Pete Rock, and Large Professor, and this joint would come into the mix. I totally
forgot about Pandora.
I fucks with my Pandora.
Yeah, I totally forgot about it. Like I got on like them streaming services and just like I forgot about Pandora.
Every now and then I tune up my Pandora and I keep it going.
Shout out to Pandora.
But this joint right here is this is Sadat joint, man. This is one of my favorite joints. Called Eternally Yours, and of course.
Punk ass niggas, man. Niggas don't know, man.
You see we getting a reaction out of Chrissy Mack. Let the brains blow. This is a Helter Skelter.
This is one of my favorite songs of theirs. That's the shit.
Yeah, so.
I wish you could keep playing.
And I know.
Listen, we got all night to listen to these records if you want to.
I'm gonna just shoot through. It ain't a whole lot. I'm just go through like the top joints because I'm still kind of playing around with it. So and a couple of like artists double up on here. See, like Helter Skelter double up. I don't want to double up. This is the notorious, illustrious, and infamous Operation Lockdown.
This was my ringtone on my Sky pager.
This is classic fucking material.
Oh my god!
I think I was like the last nigga in Philadelphia with a pager.
I'm already muting YouTube.
I mean, I was like the last nigga in Philadelphia with a fucking pager. I remember my pager broke. And I went to like, was that Page 1 on Lancaster Avenue?
Yeah,
oh my god, remember this?
I go up there, I'm like, yo, can you fix that? He said, nah, dog, we don't even got these no more. He said, you gotta get a phone.
Man.
Played the shit out of me, you sucker ass nigga.
So the next joint, a little bit of MOP. And this is off, this is the, New York Salute. This is one of the illest tracks on this album. Big Pun. You Ain't a Killer. And most of
remember this.
And it's a theme and a vibe that I was going for here, you know what I mean? And I'm just playing around with tracks. You know what I mean? The next one is a pun track. because, like I said, I'm still, like playing around with it. And this one is Boomerang, off the same album. And this is the Capital Punishment album. The next track, I would be remiss if I didn't play his son Chris Rivers off his latest album, Wolf Moon, off his latest album, Gitu, which is Greatest in the Universe. It's one of my favorite tracks. Last track is NASA. And it's Chris Rivers off the same album. Just making mixtapes.
Yeah.
Playlists and shit, So that's about it.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Good stuff.
TSK1 coming through on the clutch.
Oh, this is a last track.
G-Dep?
Nah.
No, not G-Dep, motherfucking No.
This Styles P.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
this Styles P and Nori.
Who was the brother from the group home, though? I forget.
Little Dap,
not G-Dep.
Little Dap,
and
Malachi.
Malachi the Nutcracker.
And that track is off the Green Ghost Project.
Yeah.
That was what Styles P and Green Lantern. And that was a Pablo Doe with Nori. And that was one of my, my illustrations.
Nori got shit. Motherfuckers be sleeping on Nori like he a slouch.
Like when you go in the app and you scroll down, and they have all the artist albums. Under that, they say also featured on, and that's longer than his albums. He everywhere.
Yeah, he was on every fucking thing. All right, TSK1, ladies and gentlemen, coming through in the clutch.
A little razzle dazzle.
I'm just glad he ain't say mosh pass.
Yeah, that would have been bad. You ain't coined that phrase.
Ain't my
Hey, you ain't coined that phrase.
Ain't my Yamin, so I ain't going
You got anything for me, Mac? You got anything for me? Akia's skipping this.
Yeah, I'm skipping this.
Oh.
Got it, Chrissy.
You ain't listening to nothing?
Actually, I'm listening to, I listen to music when I work out and when I'm getting ready for work. And all this week, I've been listening to Kanye, Life of Pablo. I just went back to that, and I've been listening to
You said you wasn't listening to nothing, and now
I'm just saying, nothing new. Nothing new.
No, it don't have to be nothing new.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm listening to Life of Pablo. I'm listening to it, yeah.
Did I get into that album?
I think it was one of his greatest works.
Did I get into
You
that
gotta get into it. It was so good. It is so ultralight beam to start your morning off with ultralight beam. Are you kidding me? Highlights?
I remember.
Yo. That just makes me want to push when I'm working out and I hear this. Like, it's crazy.
I miss the old Kanye.
I fuck with Ye.
Yes.
I fuck with Ye.
All the way around. I fuck with Ye.
I just didn't get into this album as much. Wasn't this the album that he just came out with? He didn't even do any kind of promotion or anything like that.
Absolutely.
He just dropped it.
Yeah.
What the album cover look like?
It's like a woman. It's the life of Pablo repeatedly, and it's like a woman with a really big ass, and it's some people getting married.
That's
something
Ruby's wife?
going on.
We're not talking about the Kardashians.
Is that Ruby's wife?
Yeah,
Be nice.
Yeah, but Life of Pablo, Kanye West.
Yes.
Did you fuck with Life of Pablo, Kanye West, Mac?
No.
No?
straight face.
As if we didn't.
I fucked with some. Ye was a mixed bag for me. I know you was a big Ye fan in the early days. Right?
I wouldn't say big, but
you were big.
I was pleasantly surprised. And I didn't I wasn't that bad taste mouth, that bad taste face. When I heard it, I was like, damn, I was, like I said, I was pleasantly surprised, and I was like, damn. So I was on it up until 808s and Heartbreaks, and then I was out.
Well, the first album was College Dropout.
You was doing too much.
Yeah. College Dropout, late registration, then he had Graduation, then he had. I remember I gave away my 808s and Heartbreaks. I gave it. I was dating a girl. I said, yo.
The one after that, a bunch of shit I gave away. I just And
then I fucked with a dark. I sold my Dark Twisted Fantasy. That was a good one.
I think I sold that. I just sold that. And it wasn't that I didn't fuck with it. I was just.
Yeah, just wasn't in this.
I was like, why?
Yeah. Okay. But Life of Pablo, Kanye West, you be working out?
Yes.
I saw your video. I saw you see her on Instagram.
Yeah.
I have
a little workout joint on.
Yeah, I work out 5 days a week. Yeah, I'm trying to be here forever.
Going hard on the workout joint.
Yep.
That's what's up.
So that's what I'm listening to.
You ready?
Yeah.
Chrissy Mac. Mac, hold up. Y'all skipping turns up in here. All right.
Yeah, I'm going for 1 week. I don't know what's happening now.
So what you been listening to, Matt?
Man, I had to balance myself out. You know what I mean? I listen to a lot of hard street grimy music, and you just gotta balance yourself out sometimes. So I needed that good energy, so I went back to one of my favorites, classic albums for me, Most Def, The Ecstatic.
Oh yes.
This is one of my favorite fucking albums
ever. This album was so slept on because people ain't ready for Most Def.
Well, and this is like
really ready for what you talking about.
And this is like really progressive though. This wasn't like straight hip hop.
I think it was.
Experiment.
I think it was.
I mean, no. Listen, I understand what you're saying, but you're a music nerd. Get it?
Isn't that what
like? No. But average motherfucker didn't see it as that. Average Joe motherfucker didn't see it as a hip hop album.
They put him in a box. They put him in a box.
Yeah, I mean, but
they put him in a box.
This album, he was doing a lot of experimentation. And a lot of different things were going on in this album.
I still don't think he was though.
I think the album after this
I peel back the layers and I go into shit.
Yeah.
But I still, I mean, I don't see nothing different than his earlier stuff.
Yeah.
Me personally, it's just me.
I mean, the production on it was totally different. It was a totally different production style on this album than it was his previous album.
I mean, he had Preservation, he had Mad Lib, he had a bunch of producers on here.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about the style, the music that he was actually doing on here.
That shit was fucking brilliant.
I posted this today because I'm like, yo, I mean, just listen to the words in this, like this theme music.
Yeah, Def is one of the deafest.
He's in my top 5. He's in my top 5.
Absolutely.
Like when people say describe yourself in 3 musicians, Chuck D, Most Def, Erykah Badu. That's my whole personality right there one.
Oh yeah, you weren't here last week with the Erykah Badu incense.
I didn't need to be here for that. We talked about it in one of the
other episodes. Yeah, you wasn't gonna fuck with it anyway. Listen, I was here. I'm waiting for mine to come pronto. I'm waiting for them to go back on sale.
Yes.
But yeah, whatever.
Y'all put your orders in?
They all off. They sold out.
Yeah, we're waiting
Can't get
for
them
it
yet.
to
You gotta wait for them to
restocked.
restock. You know what I mean? She got to burn more panties.
She gotta wear more panties. She gotta get some more drawers.
She actually stopped wearing them. I heard that's what she said or whatever.
Oh, word?
That's what she said.
I don't.
All right, let's see what I've been listening to. Smoke Dizza's new joint came out. This is where let me pull up Dizza real quick. Closed mouths don't get fed. And I was at work yesterday and I didn't do shit all day. I was like sitting in my truck for like 8 hours doing nothing. So I listened to this shit like 3 times.
You get paid for that?
Yeah, I got paid big time. I got paid big time. He got a joint on here. What's the joint that I like? It's top heavy. Not saying that the bottom half is bad, but this is really top heavy. Morse Code with West Side Gun is dope. Who?
I remember when they was recording
Morse Code with West Side Gun. Boom, 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 boom. With West Side Gun. He got this other joint right here with Flip De Niro called Praying for My Soul. This shit. Then he got a joint called Dark Web with T-Pain. It's a dope joint.
And this is who?
Smoke Dizza.
Smoke Dizza?
Mm-hmm.
Where he from?
New York.
New York?
Harlem.
He been around for about 10 years now.
Yeah, he got a joint.
I came up on him. It was before I even had my son. I came up on him.
This joint right here is called Bounce. This is a dope joint. Him and Benny the Butcher did a collaboration album just like earlier, like what was that, late last year? Or earlier this year?
Yeah, because they was recording it around this time last year.
Yeah. So him and it's called Statute of Limitation. Him and Benny the Butcher. You dope. You fuck with him. Real heavy. You know what I mean? Smoke There's a joint. Closed mouths don't get fed. What else have I been listening to? The new Jadakiss joint. Well, you know Jadakiss album was supposed to come out.
That's what I was looking for.
And it didn't come out. But he has a joint out with him and Pusha T called Hunting Season.
I thought they wasn't going to bring this out.
They been slaughtered, ain't nothing needed. It's a war going on, but ain't nothing.
This is like two of my favorite motherfuckers.
I thought they were gonna bring this out in the wake of Pop Smoke.
I don't know. It's out. It's on the internet. This ain't on Tidal. It ain't on Spotify. This is on YouTube. So it might not. They might not have wanted to put it out, but that shit.
Maybe somebody else.
Somebody else put it the fuck out. Yeah. Right. So Hunting Season featuring Pusha T, Jadakiss, new joint. What else I've been listening to? New. They've been doing this. We were talking about this on the break. Everybody's working with J Dilla tracks now, and it's a joint that's out on the internet called the Soul Brothers Series Volume 1. I got it on Bandcamp. It's a DeWitt for Dilla mixtape with Music Soul Child singing over Dilla tracks, singing like classics like Ribbon in the Sky, Rock With You, I Wanna Be Your Lover, Sexual Healing. It's a bunch of different joints. So I was grooving to this today while I was chasing my son around. You know what I mean? That's some shit. Well, it's Dilla. You know what I mean? I don't know how they got the clearance to do some of these shit.
Well, everybody's got to go to Mon Dukes. Yeah. Anybody who knows they pay proper respects, they go on to Mon Dukes.
Yeah, I ain't talking about the Dilla stuff. I'm talking about him using like Sexual Healing and Wanna Be Your Lover and all that shit.
Like being a cover band, it's like he's like.
Yeah, but I guess, but they actually charge you for this shit, so you know what I mean. Yeah. So I don't know what the whole politics of it. I mean, so y'all might want to get this now before it gets snatched off the fucking internet or something like that. You know what I mean? But it's a dope joint. You know what I mean? It's groovy. You can just chill back and groove with it. You know what I mean? Everything good? Everybody all right?
Fill up that memory card before it gets snatched.
Yeah, there you go. So we're going to cut to a break. We're going to be right back. More Rap Delites, more TSK1, more Kia Sabrina, Chrissy Mack in the house.
It's Dilla, man. Dilla touch anything, everything, man.
What's going on, people? I'm Bats, Mouth Almighty, the Fresh Grinch, the Potty Mouth podcaster himself, and you are watching Rap Delites. Welcome back to the Rap Delites podcast. I am Bats, that is TSK1, that is Kia Sabrina, that is Chrissy Mack. Organic hip-hop commentary all the time, every time. You know what I'm saying? Everybody good?
Great.
Everybody good? Are we here? What the fuck is that? Everybody sleep. Are these mics on?
I don't think my mic
Fill the
is
cups
on.
up a little bit more.
All right. Got some news. DJ Kool Herc, the hip-hop founding father, and his sister, Cindy Campbell, plan to bring a hip-hop museum to their home country of Jamaica. The idea was first announced during a Jamaican music conference held in Kingston earlier this month, and Herc discussed it more in depth in a Billboard interview. TSK1, did you hear about this?
Not until you posted it.
Not until I posted it. Well, we know.
So to answer your question, yes, I've heard.
Well, we know it was going to be the New York. Was going to have a hip hop museum in New York, but now Kool Herc is doing one in Jamaica, which is, I think it's fitting.
Herc should.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you have the purists around New York City and maybe around the country, around the world that offer Herc his just due and his respect, just in terms of what he helped to bring into existence.
We do it on the show.
Indeed, as we should. But I don't know, what people doing these museums and these things, these commercial aspects, and these gentrified parts of people taking the culture vultures. They certainly won't. So Herc should do something like this if he's not being invited to do many things, such as to be involved in the museum project. Mm-hmm. He should start his project, just to be recognized in Jamaica. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And this not only put an influx of new blood and new energy into hip hop on the island. Mm-hmm. it would do the same for reggae and dancehall, etc.
Yeah, because they actually says in the article where he was talking, he said that like Bob Marley has a museum, Peter Tosh has a museum. He was like, why not create something, especially with tourism in Jamaica and everything like that.
That's why I say he should.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's a good idea.
Yeah,
you see opportunity. Just like Waka Flocka, you saw you see an opportunity and take that shit.
Yeah. Kia Sabrina, did you read about this?
I did once you sent the link. I hadn't heard about it prior. However, I think it's great to piggyback on the tourism aspect. I think I visit Jamaica a lot. It's one of my favorite places to visit. And if I go, I definitely
working on my tan.
If the next time I go, I definitely would like to visit the museum. I think it's something great for Jamaica. So yeah.
That's dope. Chrissy Mack. Kool Herc opening a museum for hip hop in Jamaica.
He should have been the first one to open a museum for hip hop.
Yeah,
anywhere.
From the
back. Yeah, exactly. And funny story, my son actually learned about Kool Herc in school.
Oh yeah, I remember you were saying that.
During Black History Month.
What did they play? They're learning about Kool Herc. What did they play?
Oh, he come home from school, right? And he like, Mom, we learned about Kool Herc. I said, what you know about Kool Herc? He talked about he started hip hop and he took the James Brown samples and he was throwing parties. And then the teacher played Let Me Clear My Throat.
How cute.
I said, what?
That's DJ
He
Kool.
started singing it as if I ain't know the song. Right. I said, no, baby, sit down. Sit down on the sofa. Let's have a little lesson real quick.
Yo, I read that. I was dying. I like that because I used to love that song. Let Me Clear My Throat, DJ Kool. That was the shit. Remember they did the live recording at Bahama Breeze with Dougie?
Oh, yes.
That was the shit.
That was crazy.
But that wasn't Kool Herc. But the sad thing about it is, Kool Herc doesn't have any music.
Right.
For you to be able to reference. I mean, he did this great thing or whatever the case may be, but he's not like Melly Mel or Grandmaster Flash or where you actually have a body of work, a catalog to go harken back to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you start harkening back to hip hop, you start getting to like Africa Bam and stuff like that. You don't get Kool Herc records.
But for anyone who wants to teach Kool Herc, it would go. You could do a seminar, a basic demonstration, not only to talk about him and what he did, but it'd be an introduction into funk and soul music. So it'd be it could be a whole shebang, a whole thing, a whole,
Mosh.
No.
But yeah, that's dope. I'm here for it. If anybody doesn't know who the hell Kool Herc is, he's always on the wall at the Rap Delites podcast, looking over us and everything.
1520.
You know what I mean?
Nomadic poet, Dramatic Exile. Shout out.
Where's the Let me look at it real quick. Y'all saw Black Panther, right?
Yes.
I saw it late.
You saw it late?
I saw it late because all the hype was annoying.
I ain't see it yet.
It was annoying.
You didn't see it yet?
And I was like mad busy, and I didn't make it a point to go see it. People was telling me, "Oh, you gotta go see it." I was like,
It was too crowded in the beginning.
Yeah.
It was like fucking annoyingly crowded. Motherfuckers were dressed up.
Motherfuckers like, you ain't seen it yet? And then I was like, fuck, I ain't going to see it.
Well, the Black Panther soundtrack is peppered with all of everybody from Top Dog, Schoolboy Q, SZA, all of those guys are all over there. And the Weeknd, crew? Yeah, the whole crew had different things on here. And the Weeknd and Kendrick Lamar have a song called "Pray for Me," which is, and the Weeknd and Kendrick Lamar are now being sued by what is this group? Yesayer for copyright infringement. Now, we're not going to get into playing all of the snippets of the songs because we don't want to get sued for copyright infringement.
Hi, YouTube! Or at least muted.
Yeah.
A whole segment of the show muted.
But have we heard bits and pieces? Have you heard the Kendrick Lamar, the Weeknd joint?
Not till last night.
Yeah.
No, I did watch the movie, but I wasn't like checking on, you know.
It actually that song comes on at the end of the film, like with the credits is rolling.
They said the segment where actually in the film is when they come into the little casino.
They play it there too.
Right.
They play it there too, and then they play it at the end too.
In the club. But nah, I mean, I wasn't checking because I only seen Black Panther once, and like, you know, so I only heard it this morning because I wanted to, you know,
freshen up,
be all, you know, in the know for this little segment here.
Yeah, so Ye Sayer's song "Sunrise" is the song that they're talking about, and I listened to it. I listened to both of them, and I listened to the segment that they're talking about. And it doesn't sound it sounds the same, but they're not the same.
It's not the same tone.
Yeah, they're not the same. They're not the same. They're not the same thing at all. It just sounds the same. And I mean, I'm all for artists getting their just due. All artists, if somebody's using your material, to be getting credits and or compensation for using your material. But I don't. I mean, it's just I don't like the thing where people are just trying to reach where something's not there.
I had two interesting points that came to mind as I was reading the article. The first is this is now if you get into a mind of a person that's making music and you hear both of these tracks, it's like, why would Kendrick and The Weeknd or whoever actually did engineer that track, why would they take that portion from what is said to be what is the alleged original? It just makes no sense when you hear the Kendrick and Weeknd song. Also, this is 2 years after. This is up to 2 years after the song has debuted. So where has Ye Sayer been in regards to where they been?
Sitting around 2 years listening to Kendrick Lamar and The Weeknd.
But here we are. This is the most interesting point. Netflix is about to relinquish control from streaming of Black Panther. Disney Plus is about to take over control because it's their product. So they're about to start streaming it. So I'm thinking, like, does this have something to do? They want to get into some of that Disney money?
I don't know. It could be. I mean, it could be something like they just want some hush money. You know what I mean? They say you make a big stink and they say, yo, here's a couple $100,000, go away type of deal or whatever like that. Kia Sabrina, did you hear this song or have any opinion on this at all?
I listened to it just like 10 minutes ago. It has a lot of similarities, but it's definitely not the same. And I don't actually recall the song from when I watched the movie. I was one of the people who waited until everything died down to kind of like see the movie because it was just like too crazy. So I went at the point where it was just about to be taken out of the theaters, and then I went, and I don't remember that song from the movie at all.
That's how I went.
Yes, from you.
Yeah.
Chrissy Mack.
I didn't hear the song because I didn't see the movie. But there is in the music business, it doesn't have to be a sample of a song. If you take somebody's melody, you still have to credit that in your production credits when you register the song, because I was registering songs over the past week for one of my artists, and that's what it asked. Is there a sample in here? Is there a melody in here? Because they get splits.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of the times it's not, the rappers don't even know because producers are the ones making the beats. So the producers is the one with the secrets. Did they sample? Did they not sample? You know?
Well, if you listen to this song, like when I first heard the Kendrick Lamar Weeknd song, as soon as I heard it, it automatically sounded, because I tied it to the movie, I tied it to what they were doing. It automatically sounds like a chant. It's like that. It's not like it's not like that. Right. It's a chant. It sounds like an African chant. It doesn't sound like like somebody singing. That's what it sounds like. So when you listen to both of them separately, the Ye Sayer song sounds like somebody singing. The Weeknd and Kendrick Lamar, it sounds like African women chanting. It's two totally different sounds. Now, we can't copyright sounds. You know what I mean? As like, you know what I mean? Somebody's like, it's a sound. It's not like...
Actually, you can.
I mean, you can...
composition.
I mean, no, what I'm saying is, it's not like... how can I say it? You can copyright a sound, but you can't copyright if Ty whistles and I whistle, and he whistles a certain way and then I whistle another way, he can't say, yo, he whistled like me and like that. It doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? It's not like, if you listen to both of those compositions, they're two totally different sounds, even though they're in the same, you could be in the same pitch.
I so wish we could play that shit right
now. It's the same pitch, but it's two totally different things. And I would love to see what's going to happen with this. You know what I mean? So we're going to keep up with this for further review, whatever like that, see what was the case. Because I'm listening to it, I'm like, that doesn't sound anything like it at all.
And I immediately went on YouTube because I went on YouTube, and on that particular search thread, if you will, it was a bunch of YouTube had opened up. It exploded. People were commenting. I commented. I forget what I commented, but on this particular post of that, that particular the song or the post that I listened to, all the fans were just going in. Fans were in full support of Kendrick and The Weeknd. And then there was this other there was this 4-minute video of a breakdown analysis of both tracks, and it was a brilliant. I forget the channel, but it was a brilliant analysis.
Well, we'll see what's happening. We'll keep y'all posted on this thing right here. Bernie Sanders.
Feel the burn.
Feel the burn.
Feel the burn.
It's not burn hard. Burn hard.
Public Enemy is going to be performing at a LA. What is it, like a fundraiser? TSK one.
I believe, yeah,
something like that for Bernie Sanders.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And TSK, it's a rally. It's a rally. Bernie Sanders rallies. That's going to be on March 1st, Sunday, which is tomorrow, which y'all probably be watching this show, whatever like that. So they're going to be doing that. But there's a little problem going on because Flav seemingly doesn't feel the burn.
yeah, exactly. Flav has took issue with the Bernie Sanders camp using his likeness to promote this event.
Yeah. So he said he doesn't feel the burn, and Chuck D actually made a statement responding to what the Flavor of Love reality show star said.
Reality show.
Oh man! Now let's. So
what did Flav say? I know he's taking issue with it.
Flav just said, I don't know what Flav said verbatim or whatever like that, but I know he took issue with it. But they do have what Chuck D says. It says Flavor chooses to dance for his money and not do benevolent work like this. He has a year to get his act together and get himself straight, or he's out.
Really?
This is what Chuck D says. This is a quote from
or he's out of Public Enemy?
He said he's out.
Wow.
I don't know.
Chuck D love kicking motherfuckers out. I love Chuck, but Chuck be like, you out.
Yeah, out.
Get out. he fighting power. We fighting Flav. Like everybody out the group.
Yeah. Well, I know you're a big Public Enemy fan.
The biggest
Public Enemy fan. How do you feel about them having a division with this Bernie Sanders thing?
About the division? I mean, if he need to go, he need to go.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm a big Public Enemy fan, but I'm saying, like, as a super fan of Public Enemy and for what they stood for, Flav was the hype man. He wasn't what they stood for. I mean, it's still going to be, I
don't believe that.
Okay, so you don't think Public Enemy could be Public Enemy without Flav? Because I've been to their Private the Raid shows. I've seen them with DJ Lloyd without Terminator X, and they were still Public Enemy.
Okay, so you saying that Flav didn't stand for nothing? That he was Flav was just a clown. He was a court gesture. Even though that was his thing, he was just a hype man. But
he was a hype man.
He didn't stand for nothing.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is,
Flav himself, Flav, he didn't have any knowledge himself, or he didn't read books.
I didn't say that.
I'm just clarifying.
I ain't say that. I said he's the hype man. If you take him out, I don't think Public Enemy will be any less.
But why would Chuck D himself fight so hard and fight so diligently at a point in time when people didn't want to consider Flavor Flav to be a part of this group?
Well, y'all, from your point, I remember when they were initially creating Public Enemy, and they didn't want Flav in there. Russell Simmons and them didn't want Flav in there at all.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean? Russell was like, what the fuck, y'all? Y'all don't need him in the group. You can have him at the shows. Y'all don't need him in the group. And Chuck D basically went to bat for Flav, saying that the people won't hear me if he's not there to back me up. Basically, Chuck was saying that I would be too preachy for them to swallow everything that I'm giving them. He's softening the blow.
Okay, I see. It's in 2020. He don't need him.
He don't
need him no more.
In 2020, yeah, that's what I was about to say. Now, at this point, you know what I mean? Public Enemy is Public Enemy, and they're going to do their rollout how we're going to fucking do their fucking rollout. You know what I mean? Anybody that's showing up at a concert is showing up at a concert to hear Fight the Power, Can't Trust It, and all that kind of stuff, and not necessarily need Flav at the concerts. You know what I mean? So, Chuck D is dismissive of his contribution now. You know what I mean? And I mean,
yeah.
But at the same time, Flav got a right to his political stance. That's his political stance. Maybe he don't like Bernie Sanders. You know what I mean? And that's Public Enemy at their core. That's their core. If he doesn't like a politician, you know what I mean? If Flavor Flav doesn't like a politician, that's his prerogative.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And as far as kicking him out the group because he doesn't want to be that's ridiculous to me. Yeah. For friends or something like that over Bernie Sanders.
I don't think it's over the rally. I think it's a build-up of
a bunch of other shit.
Yeah, that's what it sounds
because
like.
Because remember Flav sued Chuck D? Remember when Flav sued Chuck D? I mean, there's a bunch of other shit going on.
Yeah, it's a lot of other shit. Like, Flav said he didn't get a lot of compensation for a lot of shit, so it's a whole lot of things. I really hope these brothers patch it up and get everything together. I love Public Enemy.
Yes.
They're friends, you know what I mean? They grew up together.
Tom Hagen to help
patch things up. You know what I mean?
Yes. Tom Hagen. Okay, Godfather, I see you.
You don't know nothing about
What? One of my favorite films of all time.
So we're going to cut to a break. We'll be right back. More Rap Delights, more TSK1, more Kia Sabrina, more Chrissy Mack. You know what I mean? Welcome back to the Rap Delights podcast. I am Bats. That is TSK1. That is Kia Sabrina. That is Chrissy Mack. What's up, Mac?
What's up?
What's good?
Working on a lot of stuff.
Tell us what you're working on.
Working on a lot of stuff. We still working on the promo for the Big Brick project, MAR3 that just dropped. Pain has 2 albums coming out. One is If Cocaine Could Talk 6.
Damn.
Another one is a secret project that if you follow me, you can probably figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
So we got that coming out tomorrow, March. It's not coming out tomorrow, I'm sorry. It's coming out this month, March. By the time the listeners hear it. Corporal AK, we're still working on his launch. He's got some stuff. He's about to be in the studio working on some things. Okay. And, I'm still doing my websites. And I'm also, I can't talk today.
It's all right.
Exactly, that's the problem. I'm also offering now music business administration services, consulting, and research because everybody keeps saying, can you be my manager? I got 3 people on my roster already. I can't manage people's careers and drive them around places and get them booked and all that stuff like that. But what I can do is I can handle your business for you. Like I was talking about on the other episode, as far as copyrights, registration, ISRC codes. If you need me to do uploading, emailing, I'm not running press campaigns because y'all don't have the money for that type of work. Building a press kit, people don't want to pay. I'm trying to tell you, they be trying to talk me down on my website prices. I already only charge half of what everybody else charged. But I'll do stuff like that, and if you need me to do research work for you too, because I do that at an hourly rate. So that's some new services I'm offering. EIMGmedia.com, my website. Get at me, CMAC_EIMG on Instagram.
Get your money together, niggas. You know what I mean? Get your money together.
I don't move into that PayPal and Cash App pin.
Cough that fucking chunk up. You know
what's
what I mean?
up, Chris?
Yeah, that's what's up.
Good stuff.
We got Drez and Jay Dilla collaboration coming down the pike. You here for that?
Wait, man.
You here for that? Drez, DRES.
Man, I'm already. I'm.
Got your pants around your ankles already? Playing Pump It Up.
This motherfucking is Pump It Up shit.
Pump. That's the shit right there.
Nah, yeah, I'm all over this.
You here
I'm
for
all
it?
over this. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
You a big Black Sheep fan?
Yeah, man. Like, yo, Draz, like, you hear Draz spit?
Mm-hmm.
He's like one of the most slept on lyrical motherfuckers, like, and rhyme in his own style.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Draz is ridiculous. And to hear Draz, rhyme over Dilla's beats, man, I can't fucking wait, man. I can't wait, man. He seemed like, to really spearhead this thing.
Mm-hmm.
He contacted my Dukes, and, from the article, basically said, basically he announced this at a show. It was a show with De La and Talib Kweli.
Mm-hmm.
This was in Connecticut, and he announced it on stage. Basically said, he contacted my Dukes, and he went through 500 folders of Dilla's beats.
Sheesh.
And,
wow.
That's some dedication.
And the album is slated to come out. I don't know when. I think he said spring.
Mm-hmm.
Spring. It's a snippet of the song called "Bless the Life."
Mm-hmm.
It's a snippet of that. You can check that out. You know what I mean?
He got that smooth voice for Dilla beat too.
And that's on a Source website.
Mm-hmm.
That you can check that snippet out. Y'all can check that snippet out.
Kia Sabrina, was you a Black Sheep fan?
I was. Every time I hear engine number 9 on my New York transit line, you gotta drop it low. You gotta. It's my train.
That was the shit in the house
I can't
parties.
wait. I can't.
That was a house party shit right there.
Listen.
You don't
Hey,
know
wait!
about
Remember that Black Sheep joint was on in the crib? I was like, damn! I'm like, where was all this shit was out?
Which was
It was off the first album.
Oh, the first album.
Man, I was like, damn, this motherfucker.
Yeah.
I found your dress was like I fucked with Black Sheep. I fucked with Drez.
Drez was nuts.
Heavy. Not so much when Mr. Long started rapping. You know what I mean? Remember on the second album when Mr. Long
when it started to come apart.
Yeah, when Mr. Long was like, yo, I want to rap too. He was doing some like remember when Corey wanted to produce Pete Rock and Seal Smooth?
Oh, yeah.
When Corey was like, I want to do some production. He was like, yo, Corey, you ain't a producer.
You
like,
ain't no producer.
Yeah, like go ahead. Like just play your fucking part.
You threw me off at the Corey.
Yeah.
I'm like, huh?
Like who? But Mac, you here for the Jay Dilla Drez album? I know you are. I know you are. Are y'all here for the Godzilla challenge?
No.
Negative.
Come on. Yo, did y'all? Busy Bones did his own version of it.
Okay, I can
from Bone Thugs.
LL responded to it on the Rock the Bells, program.
Yeah,
but
Biz did the best one because all he did was like play the recording that Eminem did.
Right. Yeah. If he didn't do this and we didn't have this show, I would never listen to this song.
Oh, the Godzilla song?
Yeah, I would never. Part of it, I didn't mind listening to.
Mm-hmm.
Then it got like, then I remembered who I was listening to, and I was like,
it's jibber jabber.
Yeah, and Juice WRLD is on this track.
Yeah, Juice WRLD's on the track. It's jibber jabber. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, but I think them challenges are always fun. You know what I mean? Like when they were doing the So Brooklyn challenge and everything like that. These challenges are always
I think
fun.
the challenge is the last verse. That's the one when he goes.
When he goes ballistic, and he go like Super Saiyan. Saiyan, is that what it is? Supersonic, Super Saiyan. Yeah. Is your son into the fucking Dragon Ball Z shit?
No.
Yeah. Well, he up there with Aiden. He gonna get into it. Aiden gonna put him down with that. That's all Aiden do.
He gonna sit him down tight.
Yo, wrestling and fucking down, Dragon Ball Z.
Clockwork Orange and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, he got a Pokemon card.
Yeah.
But he ain't on Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball, Aiden gonna fucking baptize him into that shit, boy. I'm trying to tell you.
We be watching this thing on the internet, Battle for Dream Island.
Mm-hmm. I never saw. I ain't getting none of that till fucking Aiden. All right, we're gonna get into the artist of the week. The artist of the week is Del the Funky Homo Sapien. Homo Sapien.
Sapien or sapien?
Sapien. Sapien. Del the Funky Homo Sapien. There you go. You guys are good in English.
Homo sapien.
Y'all guys are good in English. Better known by Taryn Delvin Jones.
Taryn Delvin Jones.
Del Funky Homo Sapien. Sir Del's rapper, record producer, songwriter, singer. Records includes I Wish My Brother George Was Here. No Need for Alarm. Funky Development. Both Sides of the Brain. 11th Hour. Funky Man, The Stimulus Package. Automatic Static. What is this? It Ain't Legal Yet. Golden Era. Root Simulation. Iller Than Most. And Gate 13, which came out in 2018. And a lot of people might not know that this is Ice Cube's cousin.
Oh, wow.
I forgot that shit.
Yeah.
I forgot that shit. I was like, damn. I was like, I remember
Yeah, this is Ice Cube. He actually wrote, remember, what was that joint? That Ice Cube had, the fairy tale joint. Hickory Dickory Dock. It was 12 o'clock, Cinderella ain't home, must be giving up the cock. Remember that? Remember that?
I thought you was going into some Dolomite shit.
I know, right?
No, but Del actually wrote that song.
With some Dice Clay shit.
Yeah, Del wrote that song, but Del's image, the image that Del wanted to portray as far as his debut in hip hop, he didn't want that to be a part of his catalog. So he just gave it to his cousin Cube, and Cube fucking ripped it or whatever like that. TSK1, you fuck with Del the Funky Homo Sapien?
I fuck with Del big time, man. But I did. I remember we had Mr. Dabalina.
Mr. Dabalina, Mr. Bob Dabalina.
That was the shit.
Mr. Bob Dabalina.
But until like the next album, No Need for Alarm, that was the second full length album.
Yeah, that was the second joint.
It was, and that was, what year was that? That was every bit of 92.
That was 1993 when that dropped.
And I remember we was all over that. You know,
yeah,
and that's when
I own that.
And that's
somewhere around
I have it too, and that's when the hieroglyphics was getting really, exploding. Like everybody was coming, and it was like on and popping. It was like, damn, like yo, like they West Coast coming like this.
Yeah, you had that joint Catch a Bab.
Ooh, that's my shit right
Catch a Bab.
there.
Exactly.
Ridiculous.
With that upright bass and shit. Oh my stars, this was bananas. Dennis Rhyme style was like ill too.
Yeah, that offbeat type of style and everything like that. Yeah, that was funky.
Homo sapien.
That was a funky Homo sapien. Kia Sabrina, did you fuck with this guy?
I did, and you know how like you listen to an artist from like back then, and you're waiting for something, like you're like, damn, whatever happened, and you're kind of waiting for something to come up. So I'm happy that he has some stuff coming out, and
I fuck with him.
What's Del doing now?
I guess he's putting out records. The last joint he had was 2018.
Yeah.
He's got
I didn't even know
His catalog is crazy.
Remixed the last album.
Yeah, his catalog is crazy.
And you guys said he's from LA?
He's from Oakland.
I assumed that he was
From
East
over there?
Coast. I always assumed he was from New York.
Yeah, but a lot of because they still had that kind of flavor. Him and the hieroglyphics, they still had like an East Coast kind of. It wasn't.
But it was East
It
Coast.
wasn't West Coast like we remember West Coast, like when like your cubes. And
Yeah.
Even at the time, you know,
yeah.
when West Coast was really kicking ass,
Yeah.
they still
They were
wanted
still
to
on it.
have that own flavor.
Yeah, they had their own little flavor. Chrissy Mack, you fuck with Del, the funky Homo sapien?
Of course I did. Of course, I taught my son Mr. Dabalina. You know that fun song. But my favorite album, like we was just talking about, was No Need for Alarm. That was my favorite album. Catch a Bad One. That was my shit. And just like I just love how. Because not every rapper does this. You know, when the song builds up and then his voice builds up and the delivery, that was one of my favorite things about him. Because another one of my favorite songs was the Judgment Night soundtrack. He had the song with Dinosaur Jr., The Truth.
You going deep.
That was my shit. I still play it in my playlist. Like, it's on my weekly playlist. That's how much I love that song.
Del, the funky Homo fucking. I like, he was like, one of the, him, I don't know what is up with the. I guess maybe it's a West Coast thing or something like that. Like with the nose ring, like rappers wasn't rocking like ring nose rings, but him and Pac.
But he was like a backpacker though.
But what I'm saying, but Pac was rocking one, and it was I guess maybe it's an Oakland thing. You know what I mean?
You know.
Like something like that, because him and Pac was the only rappers that I ever saw with hoop nose rings. You know what I mean? And that always made them stand out to me. You know what I mean?
That she was cool. I always know that she was cool.
I like it too. Yeah.
What? African band, not Don Bada. Used to be like Sissy.
They had to know. They had to know.
They had the whole, like a.
No, one of them
Professor
had a
X.
hoop studio.
Yeah.
That was our brother Jay.
Yeah. But I fuck with Del Homo Sapien. Del the Funky Homo Sapien.
And he has a cult following too.
Yeah, well, his whole crew does. You know what I mean? His whole crew got like on the motherfuckers that fuck with them like exclusively. You know what I mean? Like they whole fucking crew. We want to get into the whole hieroglyphic thing at another time because it's a really meaty crew that you want to get into. But we wanted to give you the forefront. They got
pause. Sorry for the delay.
I mean, we want to give you to the forefront with Del the Funky Homo Sapien and tie him in because we've been spending a lot of time on the East Coast with the Artist of the Week stuff, so I wanted to spend a lot more time on the West Coast and stuff like that, and then we can get down south and play around down there.
Down south, Midwest,
yeah, all that kind of stuff.
Canada,
you know? Yeah, all that. So shout out to Del the Funky Homo Sapien, Artist of the Week. Jay-Z, Yo Gotti, and Team Rock, the philanthropic wing of Rock Nation, have recently filed 152 lawsuits with four inmates in the Mississippi prison system. We talked about this earlier on an earlier episode where it was only 29 inmates. Now we're talking about 152 that they're filing for basically inhumane conditions from the prisons. Did you read about this, TSK1?
I did, and it prompted me to do some proper requests.
There you go.
I mean, proper research. I apologize. So I wanted to, find out what that was the 13th Amendment. So this particular article was that can I read from my phone?
Am I allowed to read from my phone?
Very quickly. I don't want to get us in and out of here. This article is about Angela F. Chan. This is an Asian woman. The title of it is "America Never Abolished Slavery." She's a contributor to a senior staff writer, etc., etc. So, a prisoner behind bars with hands cuffed. The prisoner behind bars. I apologize. All right. This is all over the place. I apologize. This is an update. This past Black History Month, millions of students were told the story of how America abolished slavery 150 years ago. With ratification of the 13th Amendment, the story draws an upward trajectory of racial equality in America from the abolition of slavery from Brown v. Board of Education to the Civil Rights Act of the election of President Obama. The problem is the story isn't true. We never actually abolished slavery. The 13th Amendment states neither slavery nor involuntary servitude except as a punishment for a crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction, except as a punishment for crime. This phrase gets ignored in America's telling of its slavery story. The 13th Amendment did not abolish slavery, but rather moved it from the plantation
to the prison system.
To the prison. In 2015, 2 million largely black people incarcerated in America are legally considered slaves under the Constitution. As a result, they can and are forced to work for pennies an hour, with the profit going to counties, states, private corporations included Target, Revlon, and Whole Foods. In fact, there are more black people enslaved today than in 1800.
Sheesh.
Wow.
I don't think it's too much to say after that. You know what I mean? That's real. And I've heard about this many a times. You know what I mean? Many a times about the prison system basically being it's slavery. It's just a different system. They just moved you over here, and because that's what I mean. when they abolished slavery, when they quote unquote abolished slavery, they just started snatching niggas up and saying they was committing crimes. They didn't even have to be doing shit.
They could have been stealing bread to eat.
Or they didn't have to do nothing.
You still don't even have to do nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They just shift the paradigm and basically change the language.
Yeah.
And if, you know, we are uneducated in regards to, you know, the destruction of us, we will fall into these traps.
Well, I applaud Rock Nation and Yo Gotti for going out there and trying to fight for these brothers in Mississippi, and but it's needed everywhere. It's needed all over America because the prison system is basically a plantation system.
And these are the champions that we need.
Yeah.
And we have to champion that championship.
And this is where, and I was having a conversation with somebody, and they were talking about like hip hop icons and stuff like that, and or just icons in general, and I was saying basically like you in my eyes, you can't become an icon until you start venturing out past your own comfort zone. So you just can't be you just can't be a great rapper and be an icon.
Just stay in that
and stay there.
Sphere.
You got to be able to branch out and do other, even if either being famous for doing champion shit like this or infamous. You know what I mean? Either way, but you can become an icon by stepping out of those comfort zones, you know what I mean, and basically doing things that not just being a rapper and being an artist or being an actor or being a podcaster, being able to step outside of that.
Because you have to do something with your status.
Yeah.
You got to do something with that because whether you like it or not. We've covered this before on this show. Whether you like it or not, you got a platform. You got ears and minds. Do something with it. Do the right thing with that shit.
Absolutely. Kia Sabrina, you got anything to say about that?
I just want to commend Jay-Z and Yo Gotti because, like you just said, they have that platform. And, you know, prison reform, a lot of people don't want to touch that subject because it's really touchy. And it may not be the cool thing to do, especially in corporate white America. It may not be the cool thing to do. So I commend Jay-Z and Yo Gotti for, you know, standing up for people who are forgotten a lot in this world, and just want to say thank you.
Absolutely. Chrissy Mack, you got anything to say about this? It's okay if you don't.
Yeah, no, I do. I'm just trying not to make it long. Okay, I know we short on time. Yeah. I think that's what's up, and I would like to see stuff in the community as well, because you know what? There's people out here that need that same kind of help. Yeah. There's people out here that ain't got heat and food and shit like that too. So we definitely need some community programs as well, and I wish some more people who are in a position to do things like that would step up and do that.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I applaud these brothers for doing that. I absolutely support what Chrissy Mack is saying. Absolutes. But that's I'm here for that. You know what I mean? I need more of that.
I just want to say bravo.
Yeah. We need more of that. Shout out to you, especially shout out to Yo Gotti. Because Yo Gotti isn't nowhere near the same status as somebody like Jay-Z, but he's still in the fight. You know what I mean? He could basically get on some shit like, yo, man, I'm still trying to get my shit together or like that. But shout out to him in particular for that. You know what I mean? So we're going to get ready to get out of here. Rap the Life Podcast. We're going to give a shout out to your host. Shout out to my brother TSK1. Good?
Awesome.
Shout out to Kia Sabrina.
Fabulous.
Chitara.
Sexy Chitara. Wow.
Shout out to Chrissy Mack. Mac, what's good? You good? You staying tonight? You hanging out? We gonna get fucking drunk. It was my fucking birthday this fucking week. We gonna go get hammered.
Happy birthday!
We gonna get fucking hammered. You know what I mean? Fucking brandies and shit. We gonna catch y'all next week. Make sure y'all subscribe on YouTube. Make sure y'all listen on Spotify. Make sure y'all listen on Apple Podcasts. Make sure y'all watch us on Facebook. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all like. Make sure y'all comment. Comment. All that kind of stuff. All that kind of stuff. Share everything. Everybody watching us in all of the little groups that I'm in on Facebook. Shout out to y'all. We're going to catch y'all next week. Next go round. Rap the Lights Podcast. Rap the Lights crew. Peace.
Shout out to Odie.
Shout out to Ray Supreme.
Ray Foles.
Ray Foles.
Well, shout out to everybody that stayed on my live that whole time. If anybody's even left.
Rap the light.